Okay, let's go. So I'm Remy. I'm a game developer. I've been I had a formation in 3D modeling and game programming, and what I'm currently working on right now is Riven. It's a crowdfunding platform. It's in is prototyping phase. So I decided to make this live stream series and gather a group of beginners together to create a game, and while doing so, teaching everyone anything I know about the about game development, and trying to get together to something that is worth portfolio putting in a portfolio for eventually jobs, or just creating a community together to know each other and get acquaintance. So so anyone can participate for free in my live stream, but I will give more personal support in for people that are my Patreon, and to get into Patreon. What I'm going to do, if you are my you decide to become one of my Patreon, I will be giving you access to my Discord, and I will be there in the voice chat and ready to help anyone. If you want to be a Patreon, you can go on mehendifuse.com. So it might say not secure, but you go to detail. I just didn't have the SSL yet, but it should be working. Sometimes it's just the settings, because I can go on the browser. Maybe my because I'm deploying on fly.io, so maybe it's on because there is a system to turn it off, because it's development. It's in development, but you can still go to my Patreon if you search Patreon and these, and there is my .com. So it's working. I don't know why it didn't work earlier. Then there is working. You have all my social media there, and Patreon is the feed. You can still join my Discord, but there is a section for the Patreon in my Discord. But you can still, even if you don't pay. I just want I will let other people help you, but the one who are there to my Patreon, it's Canadian, because I'm in Canada, but it's around $10 American per month. You can go just for 1 month if you want, and I have a exhaustive list of things that I can help with. I have formation and skills and that I developed over the years. So I will go on with the rest of the stream. So So the team I'm currently running over the team set as a series is going on over the position and game development. Yesterday I did the writers in game development, and today I'm going to go with the artist, which is more of my under my belt. So the artist, there is a concept artist and UI UX designers. This is the more like the 2D artist. There are texture artists too. But the UI UX and concept artists usually works with the same tool almost. Not always, but often they use Photoshop, and I did some UI with, and I use Photoshop. Maybe not every UI designer use Photoshop, but it's usually go-to. For the concept artist too, there are many other choices than Photoshop. But you should not be worried about what to choose what tools you choose. It's more like what you feel like better using for yourself, how you feel when you use it, and sometimes you might need to do sacrifice, like as in 3D modeling, ZBrush is not always liked by everyone, but for myself, I did the sacrifice, and it was worth it. So for the concept artist, I did some experience in. There's a lot about it I can say. If you want to know more about the subject, just ask. If you don't want to pay the Patreon, just ask while I'm in the live stream. I will stop what I'm saying and just focus on your question. If any of you have one, I will just check the chat very fast. Okay. This is the. Sorry for the. Okay, I just found that. Okay, no question. So what I will go for now, it's the free tool for the beginners, if you are beginners. One of the tool that is not very well known is it's a clone of Photoshop, but it's free and it's legal. And I would suggest not to go for the cracked software. Will suggest you to go with what is legally available. And Photopea is really like Photoshop. There is the same menu, except there is no AI stuff. But the old stuff are all there. You have the channels. When you want to, this is very good to have the channels when you do texture packing. When you texture artist, you can have your different mask on different channels. But the issue with Photopea is the pen pressure is not like the Photoshop. it's a bit laggy because it's browse based in web software. The next one, of course, is Krita. Krita is one for the pen pressure. Prefer Krita. It has a similar feeling to Photoshop, not the same. You need to adapt to it. If you pass from if you don't want to pay a Photoshop license and you want to work on your stuff while you're not hired, um, Krita is it's quite enough. It's not the same as Photoshop, but you with a bit of practice you can arrive to some kind of same result, similar result. The other one is GIMP, another free software for 2D. They all have a bit the same range of aptitude. I sometimes I use it, but I last time I think I had some difficulties with the pen pressure, but I think it's the same as Krita. If you practice, you end up getting over it. We're getting the hang of it. For 3D rendering, of course, there is a Blender. When you do 2D, because there are some kind of composition in concept art, sometimes you want to you make a 3D scene, you render a 3D scene, and you paint over to have the a bit like the blocking and the perspectives, perspective lines, and you can do your 3D rendering that you will paint over with Blender. So it is a bit laggy. There it is. Oh, sorry, I didn't share the right screen. I will go back to Krita, Photopea, Photopea. This one, you have the channel. The channels like Photoshop, you have all the menus like Photoshop. Sorry for that. My Patreon with Mehendis this is how it is written. So if you search it, you will have it right there. If you, like I said, I went to .com and it didn't work, but on Google it did work. So the other one was Krita. Just put my OBS there so I can see all the time, at all time, what is going on. Okay, Krita. Okay. So the pen pressure is like Photoshop. I had some difficulties, but I think if I keep on going with it, I can have very good result. Similar to Photoshop, it's just another feeling, it's not exactly like Photoshop. You need to relearn if you go from Photoshop to Krita. But it's worth the price because it's free. The other one was GIMP. So this is GIMP. Can find it easily. It's similar to Krita, and they have both the different things. Photopea, the pen pressure is sometimes laggy because it's in the web and it depends on the the consumption of your browser. And sometimes if you have a lot of YouTube video open, they take a lot of memory. Okay, next was Blender, one of my favorite for 3D rendering. There's a lot of tutorial on YouTube, so anything you need to do, it Blender is a bit hard at first because it's a lot shortcut based. Everything is in shortcuts, but it's preferable to learn it with shortcuts. And to do this, I suggest I suggest you to. This is a direct folder. It's free. It's middle mouse click, and you can set your different folders. So I suggest you to have this. You will work way faster. You can do this with the fast access there, but I don't like it, and it's not there in Windows 11. So oh, I think that's it. If you don't want direct folder, oh, I think they removed it. But in Windows 10, there is a quick access, but I didn't like it. I prefer a fast middle click. Just going to move my head down, or yeah, down. Yeah, that, correct, like that. Okay, so when you do your shortcuts with Blender, what I suggest is to do I put my utilities there, and I have everything 3D printing, everything 3D modeling, everything coding, and Blender, of course, is my shortcut there. And I suggest you to have something like Notepad++, because Notepad++ is what you can compile when you're a programmer, but when you are not a programmer, the cool thing is that it keeps important files that you have open. So this is my menu for the streaming. This is my Blender shortcut. This is my ZBrush shortcut. This is my GitHub Git bash shortcut commands. So I used to write it down or print it on the paper. But the issue with that is that you end up putting things on the paper, and when at the end of the day, the paper becomes crumbled and gathers dirt, and it's way easier like that. You have it forever if you, especially if you put it on a cloud, you have it forever, and you can update it anytime. So that's it for Blender. I just closed my Notepad++. Okay, next. Okay, so what tools usually we use as artist, UI, UX designer, concept artist? Like I said, Photoshop. There are many others. CorelDRAW. If you really want to know more about the tools, I would say I will suggest really you can search on Google if you have Google through Google through skills. If you know the regex Google regex. So regular expressions. Um, I don't know if they are really regular expressions, but they are some kind of regular expressions. It's more like Google code, I think. There are cheat sheet, Google search. Stop. Okay, Google, stop. Stop. Google just started. Okay. Okay, Google, stop. No. Okay. Cheat sheet, and then you have the operators. Oh yeah. When you want to search very thoroughly something, this is emphasis, making an emphasis on specific words, combination of words. When you want to search either a word or another, it's very useful to make very profound research on Google. So look at for this. You have even dates when you want to search date, or if you want to. I don't know if they have listed it, but this one is useful when you want to search only on a website. Everything that is on the website, you right side with the URL. So going on with what I was going to say, if you don't want to learn any of that and you pay to, there is an AI that gives the sources. It's Perplexity AI, and let's say you want to know what UI UX designer use. And use have to complete the text. You can click pro if you. I think my you have one pro per day, but non-pro it will give enough good result. Good enough result. Um, so like you see, concept artist, Adobe Photoshop, like I said, Clip Studio Paint. I never used it. I guess it's a good one. I heard the name. I heard the name many times. It seems to be okay, but I guess it has a license trial. So, Procreate, I heard it a lot. Because the one I shown, Blender, ZBrush, more like a concept artist. You can do a character blocking in ZBrush and paint over in Photoshop. I did that many times. Color Blender. This one is the first one I knew I used when I was very young. It's an old one. Figma, I heard it. I never used it. Adobe XD, I never used it. Sketch. I'm not a UI UX designer, but I did some using Photoshop. But I know this one I used it a lot. I did. I had a formation in infographics, and I had to use it a lot. I don't know the other, but you see, you can go for that if you want to know more about it. Like if you want to start UI UX, but you are a beginner, I suggest you not to pay for license like that because they are very expensive. You just type I would say when you want to search for free, they will have free trials, and you don't want free trials. You want unlimited. Okay, Figma is free. Okay, there are limits. But I think that you can really, you don't need to. I think you can, as long as your client or the place you want to work for see your portfolio and see that you are capable of doing great things with the software. You don't need to worry about should I learn any of that. Then go for the free. I went to the first place I worked as an artist. Um, they just can usually when they are a small startup, they can't really pay for the license. So they will pay you at some time when they will have enough money. But when you can go in and you say, I just use crypto and it's free, they will be very happy. But if you are in a AAA, you will go in the AAA, you go to the IT, you will ask what kind of software you use, and they will just install it on your place, on your computer in the studio. But they don't care. I remember being a student, and it was a big subject what software to use, and that they don't care. They really don't care. They check your portfolio. We were worried too much about what software. So of course, sometimes they check that. That's the main thing. But as an artist, as long as you can export your file in the right format, like a PNG or a JPEG or anything, it's fine. But it's not like can you work with Unreal? That's not the same thing. Unreal is the game engine, and of course you have to know Unreal. That's not the same thing as a artist tool. Because Unreal can take the PNG and anything else. But as long as your portfolio reach the same vibe as a senior artist, look at what take go on a website like ArtStation and go check the professional, check the people that work at the place you want to work. Like let's say you want to work to ADAS or EA, Ubisoft, anything. You go on LinkedIn, you check the lead artist, the lead character artists, you go check their portfolio if you find it sometime on our station or elsewhere, and you try to reach that level, and that will be enough. The rest is more like you need to know what are your weakness. Uh, Sometimes you will have to work with tools like Git or Perforce, and that's for an artist. It's a bit hard because it's sometimes it's command lines. Similar. It feels like you are programming, but you're not. But there are also team management tools like Jira, Motion, Flask. This sometimes they are free and you can use it to practice. For instance, I use a lot GitHub, even if I don't need, even if I don't have a team, because GitHub lets you have many iteration of of your project, and that's useful when you are in a team and you have to merge different line of codes together. But I did it on my personal project just to know Git and Git Bash and GitHub, and that's a good thing to do. That's what I would like to do with you. I would like to show you how to use those tools so that you know and you can put it on your CV or portfolio, and any tool that we can find for free, because they usually have a limit of users and things like that, and there are free alternatives. So let's go for the next. So for the character artist, I did some. Blender can do many things that a character artist would need to be able to do. Sometimes one of the things that I was surprised that it can do is sculpting, like a bit like in ZBrush, and it can be very precise. I will just open a file I did, and there is a bit of nudity, so I will just place the body at the right place. So I was testing Blender. The model is not perfect. I did it very fast. I see some mistake I didn't have the time to correct, like the head. But I just wanted to test the limits of the pores, the sculpt. So I would check. I will just show you before what I was doing with ZBrush. So we have a comparison, because it's not as powerful as ZBrush, because of course it's free. It's made by people for free on their spare time. So let's see my portfolio. I did a lot of ZBrush on the skin, but I pumped it up with Photoshop. This is not the render from from ZBrush. It's a bit Photoshop. This is I think I did it in 3ds Max. So in comparison, this is a model I did in Blender, and you can see that it can reach some kind of a similar quality. I think that with a bit of more work, I can make it even almost like ZBrush. One thing I noticed that they can't. Oh, this is laggy. I have too many things going on. I will close it right away. I hope I didn't lose the connection. Okay, so one thing that I noticed, they don't Blender eye sculpting. They don't. You can do vertex painting on the model. You can do it, but it's not as fast as ZBrush. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not sure what is the technology behind Blender. I res sculpt. I know that ZBrush. Last time I read about it, it was voxels. They call. I don't remember the name, but I think it's like it's like little cubes, like Minecraft, many little cubes. But Blender, I don't know. I think they are zones, invisible zones. But when you do vertex painting on a high-res model in Blender, it's very laggy, which is sad because I did the base of my color in ZBrush, my painting in the vertex, and it was very good, very nice option before baking the color on the polygons of the low res. And that's one. There are limitations in Blenders, but there's a lot of add-ons. Usually people will buy add-ons. I bought I bought many add-ons for Blender, and I bought like the stencils, the pencils, skin pores on normal something, but you can do it in Krita. It's an alpha black and white. You can take a photo of a skin and make it black and white and create a brush with it. So there are many things like exporting to Unreal. I bought an add-ons in Blender to export in Unreal, the Blender to Unreal, the animation and everything. So it was not without the add-on. I don't think I could have exported the animation for Unreal without losing the capacity to connect the mannequin that Unreal have with many animation. But the add-ons are very, very usually it's not much more than $20. Sometimes it's more than that, like 200. It can go very high, but the one I bought, it's never up, not never higher than $20. They do texture painting in Blender, which is not vertex painting. Vertex is painting the vertex. It makes the color value on the vertex. Texture painting or polygon painting is you have a polygon model that you created each polygon, and you made the UV map, then you can paint on the model that and it will put the color on the UV map, and you can export the color you did as a PNG, square PNG or JPEG. They do procedural modeling, I think. I'm not sure. I will just check to be sure. Blender. Modeling. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. Procedural modeling is like it's like programmed modeling. Let's say like here you do a table and you want to add 6 legs, and you just have a value variable, and you put 6, and there will be 6 legs, and the top of the table will adapt to 6 legs, and you can grow up 20 legs, 30 legs, 50 legs, and with that kind of modeling.
Hey, quick update. So on August, be in Vancouver, Canada, with the legendary Jason Van Gumster to go to the SIGGRAPH conference, which is the biggest conference. Tab into edit mode.
It's just nodes like that, and you add a node, and it changes the shape, and you can put a variable where you say this is the leg, because you have created the legs as a node, and you can say, okay, I want that when it's 6 legs, but it's follow a path. There is you can place legs. So the paid version of this kind of procedure is called Houdini. I would show you just after that. Sorry, my ad block doesn't work. So procedural modeling, you can do walls, like you have a tower and you want to do a wall, and then at each 10 meters there is a tower in your wall. Then you can extend the wall in your game, and there will be a tower, and you can curve, because you have created the curved version of your wall. And that's what is for procedural modeling. It's really just nodes like that. The paid version is Houdini. It's becoming very popular. Remember when I first went get out of school, it was the new thing. You see, you can stretch anything, and it will create what it's needed between, and it's all made by nodes that you have some kind of. It's called visual programming. You program to have this. So that's it for procedural modeling. Blender also do procedural texturing. This materials is some kind of same thing. It's also the same thing. It's visual programming. It's made with nodes. You plug nodes, and you say you make a noise at first, and then the noise, you move the noise in certain shape. The hand, I did many things like that, but not in Blender. I did it in the paid version. Paid version for procedural texturing is Substance Designer. Substance Designer. Photoshop but it was algorithmic something before. about Adobe Vault Substance Designer. And this is the paid version and can do very crazy stuff like animated materials. Can do very crazy stuff. This is just like noises that are animated. It's a texture with the it breaks the shape of the polygon, and it has a displacement map that say like the darker zone is lower, the whiter zone is higher, and it breaks the polygons, and it's just a texture. It's really crazy. You can do that. I forgot about the paid version for polygon painting. I said earlier in Blender, when you do the UV of your polygons and you can paint on it in Blender, the paid version of this is a substance painter. This one I used a lot. You can bake your character, the skin on the from the iris you did in ZBrush to the low polygon you did like in 3ds Max or Maya, and you can bake the colors and the normal map on the model using Substance Painter. Sometimes people prefer another software that is used to bake. It's called Mahmoset food bag. This one is used especially to bake the iris you sculpt in ZBrush or Blender onto the lowers. But Blender, I think, yes, Blender does both. It does this, does that's one of the strength of Blender. It does the ZBrush thing. It does the Mahmoset thing and of baking. Of course, it's not the same quality. The people that work on Blender do it for free, so they don't have the pressure to do something that will be sold, but it can have a very similar, almost very similar result. So this is the painting on the polygons. Blender. Just to be sure I don't say BS, because I didn't reach that. Oh yeah, I did did I polygon paint? It seems like it. Yeah. It won't be. You won't have the stamp like you had in. I guess maybe not as advanced as Substance Painter, but I think that seeing this, maybe what is lacking might be PBR, physically based rendering. I don't know if they can do it. You can set it up, of course, but painting, yeah, you can do it. This is a must. If you can, if you want to do this, you search PBR painting. It's a must. Usually, I remember that was very new to me when I first get my 3D modeling course. So Blender can do skinning and rigging. I did it for tutorial. As I said, it does scanning, rigging, animation, 3D animation. It does video editing. That's the almost the only video editing software I use for video montage. I use DaVinci Resolve too for the subtitle, but for the montage, Blender does everything I need. So the not free software, like I said, for 3D modelers that and animators, 3D animator is 3ds Max, Maya, Houdini, Substance Painter, Substance Designer. So that will be for today. I will do the French version of my live stream. So don't forget, if you want to support me and have personal help, please go to my website, mehendizes.com. It's where there is my platform. If you want to support my platform, do the same. Do the same, please. That would help a lot. My Blender is, my Patreon is there. You can join Discord if you want. Or follow my social media. There is my English version. Patreon and Discord are the same, but the rest are language specific. So thank you for watching, and I will try to do something for tomorrow. I will probably go for the. We'll check my list. We'll check if any one of you. No one has written anything, so check my list. What can I do tomorrow? Sound designer. This one, I think I can do something. I'm not. It's not my expertise, but I can try. FX artist, technical artist. With the technical artist, what I will do is what I did as a technical. I was more like a generalist, but I was lining. I was going toward more of a technical artist, and if I'm getting hired, I would be probably a technical artist. That's my strength, because I can do programming as much as art, any art. I'm really a generalist. Game designer. This is more like level designer, I would say. Yeah, the level designer, game designers is really similar to me. They can be different, but sometimes level designers learn the same thing. I would put level designer there. There are other that are very good to have in a team, like a QA, a quality assurance testers. There are community manager, marketing specialists. Those are the ones that are not that sometimes are not in the indie or startup because of lack of money, but they are very useful. Very, very, very useful. That will be, and tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, I hope. Of course, I don't want to say maybe. Will do my best to bring you something, because I'm not sure. I will need to build I will need to build the team and bring something to the table and it's not my cup of tea, so I will do my best. So thank you for watching and see you.